Hello, my name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross stitch channel where we talk about fabrics and materials and topics related to cross stitch. So I really wanted to record this video because next week it's going to be September, hopefully. And it's sample September. Yeah, hashtag September sample soirée. Yeah. It's a hashtag created by Señorita Stitches, so we can all join the hashtag and work on our sampler projects. So yeah, really excited. So I decided to take my WIPs and some projects that I'm working with samplers. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm surrounded right now for all my project bags, and it's kind of messy right now in my craft room, but I said, you know what, maybe we can get some inspiration, mostly me, to stitch and to work on my samplers. So let me show you some of the projects that I have and some of other samplers that I have just with the materials and ready to start in a future. So let's start with this sampler. This is Dead by Cross Stitch by Long Dog Sampler, and I'm using an AIDA 18 that I dye, very subtle yellows and tans colors, and I'm using DMC 4240, and it's a really pretty variegated floss with navy shades and light purples. So it's really pretty, and I'm stitching this with one thread, so the crosses are really skinny. Some people prefer stitching on AIDA 18 with two flosses, but I really like that like a skinny aspect of my crosses. You can see some fabric behind the crosses, but I like that the shape of the cross is visible. So yeah, it's a really pretty and Among Us project. It's really large. So this is page 1, and yeah, I haven't worked on this for a very long time, but I really love the design and love the color of the fabric against the color of the floss. So yeah, and I have plenty of these skins, this number of DMC, so I will be prepared and ready to continue this project. And talking about DMC, the prices right now are really up, so yeah, I better start getting more of these flosses, because I don't want any scare in that aspect. Okay, this was Dead by Cross Stitch. Okay, my next project, my next WIP is Anne Roberts by Hands Across the Sea, and this is a beautiful design. Emily C is starting this project, and I think she started yesterday and she already have this part. And for this project I'm using DMC. I usually make conversions of my projects in order to use cotton flosses. So yeah, the colors are so pretty. Look at this. Oh, so gorgeous colors. And the design is not really that big for Hands Across the Sea standards. And so yeah, this should not be a really large project. So hopefully I will keep stitching on this. I'm using the fabric that I got here in my city. It's a cotton, approximately 38 count, but looks like linen, but yeah, it's really nice to work and really cheap, so that's a plus for me. So yeah, this is my Ann Roberts, you know, project, again with the DMC flosses, and a very sustainable project. So yeah, really pretty. Okay, the next sampler, the next WIP is work in progress. So another sampler, another WIP for me. This is Ann Thomas, another design by Hands Across the Sea. This is a gorgeous sampler, you know, with all the flowers and all the composition is exquisite. It's amazing. So again, I'm using DMC flosses. You can see all these flosses, all these wonderful colors, so pretty. And I start this project in the middle with this gorgeous bird. And yeah, for this sampler I dyed this piece of fabric. It's a cotton fabric. It's a 38 count, and I really want to have this warm and orange and like coral shades in my fabric, so to really the colors will pop out in this fabric. So I was looking for this shade in the fabric, you know, to help the design, you know, as a good background. So yeah, I love this design. It's so pretty, and I just stitched a few days on this, but it's gorgeous. It's another one of my samplers, the beautiful Ann Thomas. Okay, another project. Yeah, this is Ann Uffindell. Oh, so pretty, so gorgeous, so such a lovely design. This is a sampler by Hands Across the Sea. Nicola made a special new edition of the project, because originally this sampler was released together with Isabella Uffindell in a booklet for both samplers. So that's a piece of collection, the original chart, but Nicola Parkman made this sampler available for us again in a new edition, which you can get both of the sister, you know, separately in for each sampler. And I'm using again the cotton fabric, and I decided to use it, you know, in a really light beige, like off-white, and decided not to dye this fabric, and just letting, you know, the colors and the design play with this beautiful sampler. The flosses are DMC, and you can see all these warm and beautiful colors. They are so pretty, and I start this in my birthday and really love it, and I need to, you know, stitch it again. I finished the outer you know, line of the border, and it matched. So yeah, that's a plus. But I really love this sampler. It's so gorgeous, it's so pretty, and I was so anxious to get this design. So finally Nicola released it again, and yeah, we are all very happy. And I have this little Mexican doll to make company to my to my flosses. So yeah, another sampler, another beauty to celebrate September sampler. Okay, this is another project. This is by All Forest Embroidery. This is all what? Let me check. English band sampler. Sorry. This is a really skinny and large band sampler, really beautiful. And I start in the middle of the project. I need to finish all these beautiful and big flowers, and you know, filling these leaves, and in order to complete this central band. And the top band is done with this like I don't know what you call it, like lace work. I don't know, it's really pretty. And again, in the bottom part, these motifs are really pretty. And you're supposed to use a perlé floss for these two bands, but I'm using Anchor 275, and you know, just stitching with one thread, because the fabric is small, and I didn't like it with the perlé. It was too bulky. So but I think it looks really nice, and it's a beautiful design. This is a project that I'm using. I made a conversion from the original colors in the design to, instead of using DMC, I'm using CXC flosses, you know, these polyester flosses, and they are really pretty. They are not very much flosses to use here, but the palette of colors, it's really nice and sweet. So I'm loving this design. Again, another sampler, and this is from Old Forest Embroidery, you know, the Russian house where you can get kits and PDF charts. So yeah, they sell these beautiful hand-dyed flosses. Oh my god, really gorgeous. And McKenna in her store sell these kits. So yeah, this chart in particular, you can, I guess you can have the kit, but if you don't want to wait for the kit, you can directly purchase the PDF chart, and it's gorgeous, and it has all the instructions really clear. So yeah, you can make this beautiful English band sampler. And what about my back? I mean, I love all the back side of all my stitches, but this one is really cute. Really nice. So this is the back of my English band sampler. This is another beautiful work in progress. This is by Blackbird design. It's Merrily Merrily, we welcome spring, and I'm using Anchor flosses. When I start this project, I didn't put my flosses on you know, thread drops, so I just keep it in this Ziploc bag. But yeah, I'm using cotton flosses, and the fabric, it's a 40 count that I dyed. So yeah, I really love this design, so beautiful. And I make the conversion from the original flosses to anchor, so it's a little different from the original one, but I really love it. I'm stitching 1/2, and I'm about the middle of the project. Need to close my border, and to make all the beautiful motifs that came in the bottom part of the design. I finished the letters. Some people don't like to stitch letters on their samplers. I love to stitch letters, alphabets. It's a joy for me. So yeah, the motifs and the houses and everything else takes me longer. But yeah, this is beautiful. And again, the fabric, it's one that I dye, and I really love the look of the fabric. Really, you know like antique and vintage. So yeah, this is Merrily Merrily, We Welcome Spring. Another beautiful sampler that I need to work to work on again. So yeah, in the back side of this project, because it's I'm using solid colors. I'm stitching, in the Danish method, so I go all the way, and then I return to finish the cross, so you achieve a more clean back side of the work. But yeah, it's really nice. And some people used to end the thread when they are stitching letters, in order to achieve a really neat back side of the piece. But not me. I just jump from letter to letter, so not biggie. And you know what, when they are studying these original samplers, the girls that originally stitched them also jump from letter to letter, so don't get too harsh on you. Enjoy the back side of your work. It's not really a big deal. The thing is that you enjoy the process. Another projects, thanks in this case to Mischievous Stitches, Lori, she showed her Susan Rambo sampler. Oh, such a beautiful sampler, and I decided that I need to start it. And locally, you can have this design in the magazine Sampler and Antique Needlework. One of the numbers have this sampler, so it's very convenient, and I decided to start it. I'm using linen 40 cream, so, and I didn't dye again this linen. I decided to leave it like that, and I'm using anchor flosses. So yeah, the colors are gorgeous, and the flowers in the border are it's one of the things that I really enjoy. So again, not much to see. Just a little part of the greenery in the border. But yeah, another beautiful sampler. And I'm going to change some of the central parts of the design, because it has a lot of phrases in English. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to remove the phrases and put motifs instead of the phrases, or if I'm going to translate some of the phrases, perhaps adding names of my family. We'll see. I mean, it's a long way to get to that point, but yeah, I will think in something. So yeah, this is Susan Rambo sampler. This is from Rosewood Manor, Autumn Quaker. This is very popular. Rosewood Manor has this seasonal Quakers, you know, spring, winter, summer, and autumn Quaker. And I decided to start this with the cotton fabric that I dye, you know, in a really warm browns, so, and make a conversion from the original colors, which are Baldani. I didn't get the Baldani threads, so instead I dyed some of my flosses and use another you know, variegated DMC. So I'm making this conversion. It's kind of different from the original design. This is more like orange and burn, you know, reds and browns, and I'm making this a little different with this striking blue, and you know, it kind of change a little, but I'm really enjoyed it. This I need to came back to this project, but you know, some projects you feel more happy stitching on them, and you know, you enjoy more the process, and some projects it's kind of like a struggle. So in this case I have, you know, when I decide to stitch a little, I'm not enjoyed it as much. I love the result, but yeah, it's kind of not so much my cup of tea. I don't know why, but yeah, eventually I will finish it. But yeah, this is Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor. This is a sampler that I make a red work because originally it was the project, it's in another color, you know, greens and blues. It's called Floralie by Papillon Creation, and I decided to start this project again and make it, you know, in red. So I'm using DMC 115, a great floss for red samplers. You know, there's a lot of beautiful silks for this kind of work, but if you are looking for a more accessible cotton option, this DMC it's fantastic. So I'm, you know, stitching this red sampler. I reached the top part and the bottom part and this is the middle of the design, this beautiful like floral motif. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is again a cotton fabric that I got here. It's not the 38, it's more like a 36, and I don't know why, because usually my 36 count projects I stitch with one floss, but in this case I start with two and sometimes I struggle a little, but the result, it's amazing. I love it. It's so pretty and so traditional, and yeah, and I coffee dyed and bake this fabric, so you can see the marks of the oven. And yeah, I really love this red sampler that I make red because because I can, and you can do it too. You can change colors, you can make conversion, you can choose different fabric, and you know, the designer gives you a plan, an idea, but at the end it's your work and you are going to spend a lot of hours with it. So why not enjoy it and be adventured if that is what you want? Of course you can follow the instruction and again enjoy the process. But yeah, don't close the door to all these different options. Another I'm sorry, I'm recording in Spanish too, so yeah. And that's remind me, I was talking with Michelle Bendy Stitches in one of her in her live videos. You know, we were putting comments, and yeah, it will be interesting to teach some of Spanish phrases related to cross stitch. So yeah, I will try to include some of the Spanish phrases. For example, cross stitch, I mean, that's easy now. That's punto de cruz, and stitching is bordar. We use in Spanish, we use a lot of English expression. You know, we use WIPs as WIPs, trabajos en proceso, instead of the Spanish words, because yeah, I mean, it's a global community, so we try to use the same words. So whips, we use whips in Spanish, and we use sal also in Spanish. So yeah, but yeah, we bordamos, or you know, stitching, punto de cruz, and yeah, it's I will try to write some of the phrases that we use, and we can, you know, make like the word of the day, so all of you can visit me next year for the Mexican retreat, cross stitch retreat, and we can, you know, speak in Spanish about cross stitch. Yeah, so yeah, let's continue with our regular programmation. This is Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler, and I'm using the 38 cotton fabric that I dye in these really dark and bold colors, and I love this fabric so much. It's like a galaxy in a fabric. I really love it, and it's very hard to translate to the camera the you know, the real colors of a fabric. But yeah, it's believe me, it's really pretty. And I decided to play a lot with this project using these silks by Silks for You, you know, to contrast with the dark of the fabric. And the result, it's very striking because the fabric is really busy, and the silks, it's, you know, it's different, and even it's a soft color, it has a lot of variation. So yeah, but I love it because it's going to be like a messy complete design, and I love it so much. So yeah, this is Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler, using a really dark hand dye fabric with Silks for You. I'm using one thread of silks, and you can see the coverage. It's I don't know if you can see, it's really good, and you can, you know, appreciate the size of the, you know, the shape of the cross. So yeah, I love it, and it's one of the advantage of working with one thread, that it seems like you're stitching perfect little crosses because you don't have, you know, the two threads. So yeah, I love this project, and it will be, you know, really out there and crazy once it's done. This is a really pretty project, and this is a berry ball sampler by Bed Twist and the Scarlet House, and it was you know, a project that both designer worked together to create these different bowls of berries, of fruits, and it was like a little game, talking about how in samplers many stitchers don't really enjoy stitching these baskets, these balls, so they decided to make a full project with a lot of balls and basket, and it's gorgeous. And they made it in different in two pieces of fabric, so I decided to dye two pieces of fabric and, you know, sewing together, and they are not totally different. This is more like yellow green, and this is more like orange, pink and yellow, and but I love the result and how it looks. And I translate, well, not translate, I totally change the phrase, and because originally it said something like about friendship. Let me check. Life is, it's sweeter when shared with friends, and you know, it was stitched in the design. It said you must stitch it 1/1, so it's not my my thing to stitch 1/1, so I decided to put the phrase in Spanish, and it said something like nunca está lejos quien está en el corazón. It's never away who is in our heart, something like that. And I stitched it, you know, 2/2, no 1/1, and yeah, I really like it. I need to finish all the balls and the basket, but it's a really fun and pretty design. For this I'm using CXC flosses, you know, the polyester flosses. The numbers for these flosses are the same that with DMC, so they are not quite the same. They are very similar. If you want to make a conversion, you can use it as the numbers say, but they are some of the colors, they are a little different. Not much, but in an overall design it might look different, but I don't mind in this case because they are beautiful colors, and you know, I'm sure they will look really good in the complete design. So I hope I finish this this year. It's so pretty, and I can't wait to see all my baskets and bowls complete. So we'll see. Another sampler is Amy Cann by Hands Across the Sea. I love this design, and I haven't stitched on this for a long time, so again I need to return to this beautiful project. I'm using DMC, the DMC conversion for the colors, but all the composition has this beautiful romantic and feminine colors. I love this design. It's very girly, very pretty, and I really love this Amy, and it's gorgeous. The fabric is a cotton 38 that I coffee dyed and bake. So so pretty. Don't you love her? It's so pretty. And in the bottom part of the sampler, where she stitched her name She make an error in one of the words because of her last name is it's Cann with two N's. She repeat the word that's supposed to be with one N with two. So so adorable. So yeah, I really love this project. Another sampler from Long Dog Sampler is this beautiful design. It's called Game of Swans. Originally it's supposed to be stitching with more traditional colors, you know, very warm fall colors, and I decided to go for like a monochromatic style. So I'm using this floss from Gutermann. It's like a sulky thread, and it has these reds and purple and orange colors, and I decided to you know, work as a monochromatic design. I making a slight really little changes to separate some of the motifs. You know, for example, here in the middle, in these flowers, I decided to not stitch like this outline in order to separate the shape of the flowers, because in the original design you stitch the flowers in a different colors from the nest. So yeah, I'm changing little things, but overall I love the combination. This mustard fabric that I dyed is 38, and using one thread of this sulky type of sulky thread. The color is 4007, and yeah, I really love it. And the idea is to make this like a wedding sampler for Carlitos and me. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see when I will finish this. Next year is going to be our 27th anniversary. So perhaps I could finish this. But yeah, this is a Game of Swans, making a little conversion in order to create this monochromatic style. And yeah, really enjoyed it, and loving this project. This is a beauty, isn't it? This is Three Things Sampler by Moira Blackburn, and yeah, I love it so much. I need to finish the half top part of this, but it's so beautiful. I'm using DMC flosses, and the fabric, it's 38 count fabric that I dyed, the cotton fabric, and it's so pretty. I'm stitching 1/2, and the coverage is so good. The colors are everything. I love it. And I make a few changes in the design. The most important one was the translation of the central phrase. I stitched it in Spanish, and I added another you know, little bird here as my kids, because the original design has only 3 little birds, so I added one more. And it's lovely, I love it. All the motifs and the colors are so pretty. I make a few mistakes in these balls, but it doesn't matter. It looks amazing. So yeah, also I think in the border I'm like a stitch off, but again, who cares? I love it, and I need to, you know, to finish the bottom part, and yeah, it's one of my you know, prefer most liked samplers. I yeah, I need to came back to this and you know, finish someday. But yeah, I love it so much. This, of course, is Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut. This beautiful sampler. I love it. It's another of my red samplers because of this massive border and these beautiful birds, and you know, it's such an amazing design. I'm using again a fabric that I dyed, a 38 fabric. It's more burnt orange in real life, not as light as it seems in the video, but yeah, it's really pretty. And I'm using I make a conversion using DMC flosses and CXC too. So yeah, I was really looking these striking reds, so I'm using the CXC. I'm using like three three skins, 2 or 3 skin. It's CXC 321 and 1815. So yeah, I really love this combo, and everything in this design, it's so amazing. You know, first of all, the border is everything, and then this beautiful moth that I changed slightly because it was more these white parts were more like cream, but I love it the way it looks. And this basket was so hard for me to stitch, and I make a lot of mistakes, and you know, I don't care because at the end it looks amazing. I will have to adapt some of the leaves and the flowers in this part, but I don't care. and this flower, it's so pretty. I love it, I love it. And for the letters, I decided to use eyelet stitches instead of the cross stitch, you know, that was asked in the pattern. So yeah, I decided to play a little using this specialty stitch, and it looks, I think, really pretty. And it was really easy because all these letters are in multiples of 4, so it's like blocks of of stitches, so it was really easy to substitute it for specialty stitches. And here in the in this border, I stitched some trials, some test of the specialty stitches. So here are some road stitches and eyelets, and this is rice stitch, but no. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's so pretty. And this was a fabric that my aunt gave to me, and she was, you know, making testing the fabric to see if she can stitch on this. And yeah, you can stitch on this. So I left these stitches from my aunt. So yeah, it's a beautiful piece, and I love it so much. And hopefully I finish this year. Yeah. September is a great opportunity to be working on my Newcastle Bouquet. Oh, so pretty. And finally, another work in progress, a new start, because I'm shameless and and I'm terrible. This is a sampler from the magazine Samplers and Antiques Needlework, The issue was summer 2011. This is an original sampler. It's called Les Quatre Saisons, like the Four Seasons, and it's really, really pretty. A confession, the only thing that I don't like of stitching in hand is that you wrinkle your fabric a lot, and once you try to show a picture of your work, it looks like, you know, crunchy and not nice. As if you use a hoop or a Q-snap, they look so pretty. But when you stitch in hand, well, the effect is not the same. But I'm really, really loving this project. I started 2 days ago, so yeah. Hopefully it won't take a lot. This is the middle of the design, and this is the bottom part, I mean the top part. So yeah, it's really easy, really simple, and really, really pretty. I love the colors, I love the composition. It has a central phrase, a poem about the seasons, but I will stitch an Spanish fragment of a poem by the poet Gabriela Mistral, and it's more like a love poem. You know, in the colors are so soft and girly, and you know, I want to make a statement a little bit with the poem. We'll see what happens. But I really, really love this. And again, I'm using in this case I'm using DMC's variegated flosses, and it was the design calls for like variegated silks in pairs, you know, a light variegated green and a dark variegated green. So I love this color. This is a DMC 4506, but I couldn't find like a dark variegated, so I use a solid color. It's 319, and I think it looks really pretty. And it's using here, you can see the flower, or this motif, is in the green, and the lip is in the dark green. So really, really pretty. And again, with the purple, the design asks for you know, a light variegated purple, and I choose these two. They look so pretty together. And for the pink ones, I decided to use this like lavender, like lilac, really, really light color against this pink one. This is a DMC 4180, and this one, it's CXC floss. It was originally white, but I dyed this floss. And when you dyed CXC, because they are polyester, the process is really different, and the colors that you get are really, really light. So but I really like this. You can see here more than the stitching piece, the true colors of the thread. So yeah, they are here, but they look so washed out. But yeah, it's really pretty. And the fabric, it's linen 40. So yeah, I didn't remember that I have, you know, a piece of linen. So I said, you know what, it's a sign, I have to start. So yeah, I really, really excited with this you know, small sampler. And I'm decided to finish, you know, in the next weeks or days. So yeah, I'm really happy. And well, that I finished with my WIPs regarding samplers, but I also have some projects that I have with all the materials ready to start. So this is Isabella Uffindell, and I have all the colors. Look at these beauties. These are CXC flosses, and the fabric that I'm going to use with her, it's, you know, my lovely 38 count cotton fabric. So in the color is cream, so really I want to get very neutral with the Uffindell Sisters. So I'm using the same fabric for both of them. With Anne Uffindell, I'm stitching her with DMC. And with Isabella, I'm going to use no, with Anne I'm using DMC, and with Isabella I'm going to use CXC. So we can, once I finished her and you know, Isabella and Anne, we can see how they look together in a couple of years. So yeah, this is one of my projects ready to start. Another sampler, another dream. Let's see what happened. Another project that I have ready to start any moment. It's by Shakespeare's peddler, Mercy Goodehart, and she's very pretty. She's not a reproduction, she's an original design, and it's so, you know, so pretty and a little crazy, and I love it. Again, with the central phrase, I perhaps stitch this phrase as it is, I don't know, but I love it. I love the border and these houses and this crazy bird. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. It's and I make a conversion for CXC, so you can see the flosses. Oh my god, they are so beautiful. This palette, it's everything. I love this so much. Look at this, it's so pretty. And I will be using this fabric, again, the 38 count cotton fabric without dyeing, you know, very neutral, very like that. And it's very similar to the one in the design. I put it with a little of hibiscus tea, just a little bit to give it this kind, like a pinkish brownish shade to the fabric, and it's really pretty. So yeah, another project for the future. Another kit that I put together for a future sampler. It's this project, it's in the magazine Samplers and Antiques Needlework, the issue of summer 2011, and it's called 1864 EF Sampler. It's a really colorful sampler, so pretty, and I will using CXC flosses. There are a lot of flosses and all these colors, and it's so wonderful. And the fabric, it's a 40 count linen. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dropping my threads. It's 40 count linen that, again, I didn't remember that I have in my stash, so I coffee dyed this and bake it and make it really, you know, burn. and I love it. It's so pretty, and I will be using this for the project. And I think with all these colors and all these motifs and all these letters in different, you know, shades, it's going to look amazing. So yeah, this is a future project. A project. Perhaps I will start this on September. I don't know. I'm terrible. And the last project that I will show you is a Quaker Welcome by Lila's Studio. I have this project ready. This was a beautiful gift sent by a stitchy friend, and she sent me, you know, all the materials to stitch this, and I will be using some Wix dye works. I feel so fancy. And I prepared this fabric. This is an AIDA, which I haven't used AIDA in my samplers, but for me, but Johnny. But yeah, you can stitch many of these designs in AIDA. It's not a bad fabric. I just, you know, it's more of size. In my case, I don't usually carry, you know, AIDA in higher count. I think I just have dead by cross stitch in an AIDA 18, but I usually don't get AIDA in this kind of higher count here locally. So, but I will be using, look, I start a few crosses just to show you how it looks. This is the AIDA. It's an AIDA 16, and I coffee dyed and baked it, so you can see these beautiful marks, like a marble piece. I love it. So I will be using this and these colors, and yeah, I wanted to show you how AIDA it's lovely also for samplers. If you want to make your sampler a little smaller, use a high count AIDA, or in this case I'm using the equivalent of a linen 32, so the size is going to be just fine. And the design is lovely. So yeah, thank you for joining me in this little sampler parade. I will have a lot of fun on September. Have a great week, stitch a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.